Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bookercast, the podcast where books come to life.
And I'm so excited to dive into another amazing story with all of you.
Whether you're a bookworm or just love a good story, this is the place for you.
Every episode, we explore incredible books, talk about their stories and characters, and share insights that'll make you fall in love with reading all over again.
All right, let's not keep you waiting any longer. Get comfortable, and let's jump right into it.
Sounds good.
Welcome to our deep dive into Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth.
Oh, a classic.
It really is.
I love that book.
We're going to journey back to 12th century England, a world of soaring cathedrals and ambition and love amidst turmoil.
Yeah, all those things.
I'm excited to unpack this epic tale with you.
Me too. It's a fascinating book.
Yeah.
I think when people think about historical fiction, this is one of the ones that pops into their minds first.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best examples, I think, of meticulous research, but also like a gripping narrative.
Yeah, it's very readable.
Yeah.
It's not dry at all.
No, not at all.
It pulls you right in.
Yeah, and there's so much in there.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring the plot, obviously, but also the historical context.
Yes.
The challenges of building a cathedral in that era, and the themes that make it such a classic.
Yeah. So let's set the stage.
Okay.
We were in England during the Anarchy,
Ah,
which was a brutal power struggle for the throne
it was.
after King Henry I died without a clear heir.
Without a clear heir, that's right.
You have Stephen and Maud vying for power,
Yeah.
and their conflict impacts every aspect of life in the novel.
Yeah, and Follett doesn't just mention this in the background. Like, it's
Okay.
really woven into the fabric of the story.
Yeah.
The anxieties of the common people,
Mm.
the shifting allegiances of the nobles, and just that constant threat that hangs over even the seemingly peaceful moment.
Yeah, there's always this tension.
Yes.
And so in the midst of all this chaos,
Yeah.
we have Kingsbridge,
Yes.
a fictional town, but
But representative?
yes, of a lot of towns that were like this.
That's right. Yeah.
And they were aspiring to build this magnificent new cathedral. And I thought it was so interesting how Follett uses the cathedral as a symbol of hope and ambition.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's key, right?
Yeah.
Amidst all this like darkness and uncertainty, you
Yeah.
have this like beacon of hope.
Yeah.
And it really is more than just a building,
Yes,
wouldn't you say?
absolutely.
Like, it's almost a character in itself.
Yeah.
You know, representing the dreams and the struggles of this entire community.
Yes, and the construction of it becomes this focal point
Mm-hmm.
that draws in all these different people from all walks of life.
That's right.
And it really showcases that complexity of medieval society.
It does.
So speaking of characters,
Okay.
let's talk about some of the driving forces.
Right.
We have Tom Builder,
Yes.
the master mason,
The master builder.
who dreams of building this glorious cathedral.
Yeah, and his ambition isn't just about personal gain or anything.
No.
It's this like burning desire
Yeah.
to create something beautiful and lasting.
Yeah, he has this vision
Yeah, he does.
that he's just like, I have to make this happen.
Yeah, and it's really shown, I think, in his unwavering dedication.
Yes.
Do you remember when he turns down that comfortable position
Oh, yeah.
with the Exeter Castellan?
Yeah, he could have had a much easier life.
He could have, yeah.
But he didn't.
Yeah,
He chose this uncertainty,
right.
the hardship,
Yeah.
to pursue his vision.
Yeah, and he's not always understood
No.
by those close to him, like
Yeah.
his first wife, Agnes.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't understand his passion.
I think that contrast between Tom and Agnes is so interesting.
It is.
Because she represents like a more pragmatic worldview.
Right, practical.
Yeah, very practical.
Security, stability,
Yeah.
all those things.
But Tom is driven by something bigger than himself.
Yes, he is.
So their conflict really reflects that tension, I think,
Yeah,
between practicality and ambition.
yeah.
And I think that's something that people can relate to even today.
I think so. Absolutely.
And then you have Ellen,
Yes. Ellen.
who enters Tom's life,
Mm.
and she completely challenges all of those conventional expectations.
Yeah.
She's this independent woman
Yeah.
living on the fringes of society.
Right. She's labeled a witch, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because of her unconventional wisdom and her connection to nature.
Yeah, she has this like innate understanding of the natural world.
Yes.
And it's so interesting because she's learned
She's learned so much.
both survival skills,
Yeah.
but also scholarly knowledge from her parents.
Right.
So she's this really unique
Yeah.
and strong female character
Definitely.
in a historical setting that often,
Dominated by men.
yeah, it's very male-dominated.
And I think it's that shared vision with Tom,
Yeah.
that understanding of his dream,
Yeah.
that creates such a powerful bond between them.
Yeah, and their relationship develops amidst all this hardship and societal prejudice,
Yeah,
which makes it even more poignant, I think.
it does.
But of course, this wouldn't be a Ken Follett novel without conflict.
Right. We need some drama.
Yeah.
We need some obstacles.
We need some villains.
Yes.
And so that's where William Hamley comes in.
Yes. William.
Driven by ambition. Ruthless ambition for power.
Willing to use any means necessary
Anything.
to achieve his goals.
Yeah, I think he really embodies that darker side of ambition, in contrast to Tom's desire to create. William just wants to dominate and control.
Yeah, he wants power.
Yeah.
And it's not just William himself.
No.
He's surrounded by figures like Walleran be God,
Oh, yes.
the
What?
manipulative archdeacon who later becomes bishop.
Right.
And they add these layers of intrigue and suspense
Yes.
because they're always working
Keeping me.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
to advance their own agendas.
Right.
So you have this web of interconnected conflicts.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated,
Yeah.
where personal ambitions clash with larger political machinations. And Follett expertly weaves these threads together,
Yeah.
and it creates this sense of constant tension and uncertainty.
You never know what's going to happen next.
No, you don't know who to trust.
Exactly.
And speaking of tension,
Oh, okay.
one of the scenes that really stayed with me was the attack on Earl Bartholomew's castle.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's so brutal.
It's a rough scene.
It's described through the eyes of Tom and the children,
Yeah.
and it's truly harrowing.
It is.
I mean, it just shows you how brutal the time was.
Yeah, and how quickly things could change.
Yes.
Like lives could be overturned by violence.
Yeah, and political maneuvering.
Yeah, and that scene, it's pivotal on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Not only does it highlight the vulnerability of even those in power, but it really has a lasting impact on young Philip,
Yes.
who witnesses his parents' deaths.
It's awful.
Horrible.
And it really sets him on this path toward the church.
Yeah, seeking solace and purpose amidst all the chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have this backdrop of political turmoil, these complex characters driven by ambition, love,
Yeah.
the desire for power. But let's not forget the heart of the story,
Okay.
the construction of the cathedral itself.
Yes.
Follett doesn't just gloss over the technical details.
Yeah.
He delves into the complexities of medieval architecture and engineering.
Oh, yeah, he loves that.
It makes you appreciate the immense skill and knowledge that went into these buildings.
Well, and that's where I think his meticulous research really shines through.
Yes.
He describes the process of quarrying the stone, transporting materials,
Yeah.
the specialized skills of the masons, the carpenters,
Yeah.
all these different craftsmen.
Yeah.
This was a time long before modern machinery.
Right.
Everything was done by hand,
Yeah.
requiring incredible ingenuity
Yes.
and back-breaking labor.
yes.
And I don't know if you remember this scene, but when Tom explains the principles of building
Oh, yeah.
to Alfred in the ruins of the old cathedral,
Yes.
it's not just a father-son moment.
Right.
It's Follett subtly educating us
Yeah.
about buttresses,
Yeah.
Art-
The overall structure,
the structural integrity of these buildings.
it's brilliant.
It is.
It's like he seamlessly blends historical detail
Yeah.
with engaging storytelling.
Yeah. He doesn't just tell us. Right. He shows us. Yeah, it's so smart.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, and it makes you think, how did they achieve such feats of engineering
With such limited tools.
Yeah.
And knowledge.
Right.
It's incredible.
It is a testament to human ingenuity
It is.
and determination.
And speaking of determination,
Yes.
think about the characters themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they face constant setbacks,
They do.
betrayals, even natural disasters.
Yeah.
Yet they keep going,
They do.
driven by their faith,
Yeah.
love, ambition.
To create something truly extraordinary.
Yeah.
And that resilience is a key theme we see
Yes.
throughout the novel.
Absolutely.
That makes you wonder, how did they find the strength
Yeah.
to persevere amidst such hardship?
Mm-hmm.
But before we delve further into the characters' journeys
Right.
and the challenges they face,
Yeah.
I want to pause here
Okay.
and ask you,
Yeah.
what has stood out to you so far about this world that Follett has created?
Oh,
What intrigues you? or perhaps even surprises you
Okay.
about life in 12th century England.
Yeah, I think. What strikes me is like how even when they're facing so much adversity,
Yeah.
they cling to these dreams.
Yeah.
You know, like take Philip, for example.
Did Philip?
He experiences unimaginable trauma as a child,
Oh, yeah.
witnessing his parents' brutal deaths.
It's awful.
It's horrible, and yet
Yeah.
he finds solace in the church.
Yeah.
He dedicates his life to rebuilding the priory and supporting the construction of this cathedral.
It really is a testament to the power of faith.
It is, yeah.
Like, he could have easily succumbed to despair,
Oh, absolutely.
but instead he finds this purpose
Yeah.
in serving something greater than himself.
Yeah. And his journey isn't without its challenges, though.
No, not at all.
He faces opposition from within the church itself.
Oh, right.
Like figures like Remigius,
Yeah.
the sub-prior. They represent that more traditional, perhaps even stagnant view
Okay.
of the church.
They don't want things to change.
They don't like change.
Yeah.
And they want to maintain their own power.
So it's almost like Philip represents this push for reform.
Yeah, I think you could say that.
This desire for a more just and compassionate church. Whereas Remigius is like, no, we're going to keep things the way they are.
The old ways, tradition.
And their conflict kind of reflects those larger tensions
It does, yeah.
within the church during that time.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you have Waller and Bagod.
Oh, yeah.
A master manipulator.
Oh, he is.
Uses the church for his own personal gain.
Yeah, power hungry.
Oh, yeah. He's always scheming.
Constant.
Forming alliances, exploiting situations.
To get what he wants.
To increase his power and influence.
Yeah. He's such a complex character.
He is.
On the surface.
Yeah.
He's intelligent and charming.
Very charismatic.
But underneath, he's just utterly ruthless.
Yeah. And I always think of that saying.
What's that?
Power corrupts.
Oh, yeah.
And absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's a great example of that.
He really is.
And, you know, his presence just adds this layer of suspense and moral ambiguity.
Right. You're never quite sure.
Yeah, who to trust.
Who's pulling the string.
What their motives are.
What their true motives are.
Yeah, it keeps you guessing.
It really does.
And engaged.
And speaking of no good.
Oh, boy.
How can we forget that moment?
Oh.
When William burns Kingsbridge to the ground.
Just out of rage and desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a turning point in the novel.
It is.
Yeah, it really highlights the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition.
And the toll that these power struggles take on innocent lives.
It is.
It's like this shocking reminder that for all the progress and hope that the cathedral represents, there's this darkness and violence always lurking.
Yeah, always there.
Just beneath the surface.
But, you know, even in the face of that devastation, we see that resilience again.
Yes.
Philip.
Yeah.
He refuses to give up on his vision.
He doesn't.
He rallies the community and he reminds them that they can rebuild. They can emerge from the ashes stronger than before.
And it's not just Philip either.
No, you know.
Who loses everything in that fire.
Everything.
Her home.
Yeah.
Family's fortune.
Her sense of security.
Yeah.
Everything.
And yet she displays incredible strength.
She does.
And determination.
Her journey is particularly compelling, I think.
It is.
Because she has to navigate this patriarchal society.
Yeah. Very limited opportunities for women.
But she never loses sight of her goals.
No.
She adapts.
She does.
Learns new skills. And she ultimately finds a way to reclaim her agency and create a new life for herself.
It's amazing.
It really is. And it's a reminder that resilience isn't just about physical strength.
Right.
It's mental and emotional fortitude.
Yeah.
It's about that ability to adapt and persevere.
Yes.
Even when you're facing these seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
And amidst all this struggle and rebuilding, we also see these beautiful and complex love stories unfold.
Yeah. Tom and Ellen finding each other despite societal barriers, personal tragedies, Lena and Jack. Their love enduring even through years of separation and hardship.
These love stories aren't just romantic subplots either, are they?
No, they're not.
They represent those deeper human connections that sustain us, even in the darkest of times.
That's right.
They offer those moments of hope, tenderness,
Mm-hmm.
amidst the violence and uncertainty
That's right.
of that era.
And then there's Jack,
Yes.
who begins as this innocent boy, witnessing these horrors
At the castle.
of the castle attack. Yeah.
And he evolves into this skilled artist.
Yeah.
And builder.
He takes over Tom's mantle.
He does, eventually.
Yeah.
His journey is fascinating.
It is.
You know, he inherits Tom's passion for building.
Yeah.
But he also carves his own path.
Yes.
Navigating these complex relationships and challenging societal norms.
Yeah, I mean, that scene where he's falsely accused of arson and banished.
It's heartbreaking.
It's just heartbreaking.
It is.
And it really highlights that theme of injustice that runs throughout the novel.
Yeah. It reminds us that even in a community that's striving for righteousness, there's always going to be those who exploit and abuse their power.
And it raises those questions about truth and perception.
Absolutely.
How easily rumors can spread and how quickly accusations can lead to devastating consequences.
Yeah, once you're accused, it's hard to clear your name.
It's really hard.
It is.
So it's like this reminder that the pursuit of justice
is often
a long one.
Very long.
And an arduous journey.
But it's a journey that Jack, like many of the characters in this novel, is ultimately willing to undertake.
And you know, as he's honing his craft in exile, traveling to Spain, learning new techniques, that cathedral in Kingsbridge is still rising, brick by brick, symbolizing
the community's enduring spirit and unwavering faith.
It's a testament to the power of collective action.
It is.
Even when they're faced with all these setbacks, betrayals, loss, they come together, united by this belief.
In this grand vision for a better future.
Absolutely.
And as we move towards the final stages of this deep dive, I'm curious to hear what you found most impactful about these characters' journeys, the themes they embody, what resonates with you, what questions are you left pondering as we approach the novel's conclusion.
Yeah, I think...
You know, it's incredible how the cathedral, throughout the story, becomes so much more than just a building.
Right.
It's a symbol of hope. A testament to human resilience and a representation of the community's collective aspirations.
Is that it?
Like it really transcends its physical form.
It does.
And takes on this almost spiritual significance.
Almost like watching the characters grow.
Yeah.
Alongside the cathedral.
Yeah. As they struggle and endure setbacks and ultimately triumph. The cathedral's rising alongside them.
Yeah, mirroring their journey.
Mirroring their journey, exactly.
Yeah.
And the construction process itself becomes this microcosm of those broader societal dynamics.
Of the world they live in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You see the skilled craftsmen, the laborers, the monks, the nobles.
Yeah, all interact.
All contributing to this shared endeavor.
But often with conflicting agendas and ambitions.
So it highlights those inherent tensions. Between different social classes.
Absolutely.
The power dynamics
at play.
Yeah. And the compromises that have to be made.
To reach that common goal.
Yeah. And you see Tom and later Jack navigating these complexities.
They have to wear a lot of hats.
They do.
Yeah.
They're not just master builders. They're leaders, mediators, diplomats at times.
It makes you think about leadership.
It does.
What it really means.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah, it's not just telling people what to do.
Right.
It's inspiring them, fostering collaboration.
Bringing people together.
Yeah, yes, bridging divides.
And let's not overlook the women.
They're women, that's right.
They play such a crucial role.
They do.
They may not be physically building the cathedral, but they're holding the family together.
Yeah, providing support.
Often driving the narrative forward.
Yeah, in those subtle but powerful ways.
Absolutely. Helen, with her resilience and resourcefulness, defies societal expectations.
Yeah.
Becomes this pillar of strength for Tom and her children.
And Aliena, facing immense loss, navigating a patriarchal society.
But never relinquishes her dreams.
No.
Or her determination to create a better life.
Yeah, for herself and for her brother.
Their stories, I think, really challenge those traditional gender roles that we often associate with historical fiction.
Yeah. And it really shows that strength can manifest in many forms.
Yes.
And that women, even within the constraints of their time, can be agents of change.
Yes.
And these sources of unwavering support.
And speaking of challenges.
Oh, okay.
That moment when Jack is falsely accused
Oh, yeah.
of arson
I know.
and exiled from Kingsbridge.
It's tough.
Oh, it's just,
and
it's a gut punch.
yeah.
It's a stark reminder of how quickly injustice can prevail,
You can.
even in a community that's striving for righteousness.
And it makes you think
Yeah.
about human judgment, how fallible it is,
How easily rumors and accusations can spread.
the impact of being condemned.
Yeah, wrongfully condemned.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that.
But Jack's response is remarkable.
It is.
He could have given in to bitterness,
Oh, yeah.
despair.
But he doesn't.
He chooses resilience.
He does.
He uses his exile as an opportunity for growth.
Huh.
He travels to Spain.
Honing his skills.
Yeah, and carries with him that hope of one day clearing his name.
And returning to Ileana.
His unwavering love for her.
I know, despite the years.
The separation. The obstacles. It really is a testament to the power of human connection.
It is. It's beautiful.
And
yeah.
Ileana, despite the complexities of her life, her marriage,
she never forgets him.
she never forgets Jack.
And their love story becomes this beacon of
Hope, weaving its way through the narrative,
reminding us
that even in the darkest of times, the human heart seeks connection.
and meaning.
And that moment when, after years of yearning, they're finally reunited.
I know, I love that part.
It's so moving.
It is.
It's just this powerful reminder that sometimes, even after enduring unimaginable hardship,
separation,
love can triumph.
And, just as their love story is reaching its resolution, so too is the construction of the cathedral.
Decades of tireless effort.
Countless setbacks.
The unwavering dedication of so many.
And it finally stands complete.
A testament to human ambition.
Resilience.
The enduring power of faith.
And it just shows you what can be accomplished when people come together.
Driven by a shared vision.
Yeah.
And a belief in something greater than themselves.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
As we conclude our deep dive
into
the pillars of the earth, I'm left with this sense of awe at the scope of Follett's storytelling.
He's a master.
And the enduring power of these themes.
The resilience, the ambition.
The complexities of morality.
The search for love and justice.
It's a story that stays with you.
It does.
Long after you finish reading it.
It makes you think about the choices we make.
The legacies we build.
The power we all have to create something meaningful.
So as you move forward from this deep dive,
I
encourage you to consider, what are your own pillars of the earth?
What are you building?
What foundations are you building?
In your life, in your community.
And what dreams, no matter how ambitious, are you willing to strive for, even in the face of adversity?
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Bookercast. We hope you enjoyed diving into it as much as we did. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Your support means the world, and we can't wait to hear your thoughts on this episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this episode with your fellow book lovers. And let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. See you in the next deep dive. Bye for now, and happy reading.